Hello, friends. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today is just kind of be a casual Wellness Wednesday. We're gonna start talking about addiction. Gonna give I'm just gonna give like definitions and things today. I did not schedule this early enough because I was trying to make a dentist appointment for today. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go live or not. So yeah, they didn't have any cancellations, so I did put it up late, so I know there's not a lot of people here. And that's okay because I was late, but if you need to chat, I am here to chat with you on a Wellness Wednesday mental health. So, I looked up the definitions of addiction. Hi, Phyllis. How are you doing today? This was last minute, I know. I was trying to make a dentist appointment and they didn't have any cancellations today. So I was able to go live, but I put it up late because I was trying to get a dentist appointment today. So tell me how you're doing, Phyllis. And yeah, it might just be me and you chatting back and forth today because I put it up so late, which I expected. And I am starting the series on addiction. We're going to throw the chronic pain panel in as soon as Jamie gets her phone. I'm sending it tomorrow. I'm good. Thank you. How about yourself? I am doing pretty good. Um, what had happened is I get a state funded health insurance and you have to renew it every year. So when I did my renewal, I was denied the health insurance because my social security is too much. So my health insurance expires at the end of the month and I am trying to get all my appointments and my prescriptions and everything done before then. And so I've been pretty busy this week, kind of all over the place. On the phone with the dentist office. I did get a filling in, and so I'm trying to get a couple teeth on this side pulled. Um, if I can't, I will have to pay for it, which is not a problem because we are ready for that. Um, but I am going to try and get it done this month, so I may not be live next Wednesday. So, hey Joe, how are you doing today? So good to see you. I was just telling Phyllis what was going on and why I was so late posting that I'm going to go live today. I was trying to get a dentist appointment. Insurance runs out at the end of the month, so I'm trying to do everything. So I may not be live next week. Yeah. Yeah, I know it was last minute. So I'm just grateful that you guys came. And if you need to talk about anything, we're just going to go over the definitions of addiction. So if you need to talk about anything specific to yourselves, feel free. We're just going to go over the definitions today. We'll get deeper in. Like I said, I may not be live next Wednesday if I can get this dentist appointment. They only pull teeth on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I have to call every day and try and get, if someone cancels, then I can get an appointment. So, which I've been doing. I'm steady with it because I would like to get it done before my insurance expires. But, um, you know, you just got to go with the flow. That's why I'm so late posting today because I was trying to get an appointment earlier, and I didn't know if I had the appointment if I'd be able to go live. Yeah. See, I hope you can get everything done before time runs out. Me too, Phyllis. Yeah, yeah. That's what it is. It's like time is not my friend right now. So I'm trying to schedule everything I can. And thank goodness I had a doctor's appointment, regular doctor's appointment. I had to get my crown in this year also. Yeah, those are expensive too if you don't have insurance to pay for those. Yeah. And I wonder, I know my mom doesn't have real good teeth, so genetically, I've always had cavities since I was a little kid. I'm wondering if some of the medications that we take, as chronic pain or whatever we have going on in our lives, as far as medications. I wonder if that also contributes to tooth decay. Thank you, Phyllis. I appreciate that. That's why I love you guys. You guys are so good. It's still $500 with good insurance. Oh my gosh, yes. Can you imagine how much it costs without insurance? Even when I had insurance, those kind of things were expensive. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I had insurance, when I worked, when I had good insurance, yeah, crazy expensive. So my husband works at Bob Evans. He's a cook there. I think I've told you guys that before. And we're gonna get on his insurance. So that will be, it won't be for small stuff. I'm sure there's a high uh deductible, but it's through his work, and it'll be for like emergencies. Because I'm just now doing the 24-hour urine study. I'm trying to get that in as well. And hopefully we have good news from that. Yeah. Yeah, insurance is it's crazy how much we have to pay for it, and then it's crazy how much things cost even with it. So yeah. Yep. And I was like, how like England and Canada, and they have the hopefully Zach will show up, or anybody from Canada, any of our friends from Canada will. They have the insurance where everybody has insurance. So the thing with them is it's covered, but you have to wait because it's available to everyone. So it's a time thing basically. And I've always wondered why we can't do that here in the US. I know that's where I won't be eligible for Medicare until next year in November. Um, I guess when you're on Social Security, you have to wait 2 years. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna call the Social Security people and find out why. Um, so I will be able to do that next year, so it's not that much. We need insurance to cover if I have a kidney thing again, I need that insurance to cover me being in the hospital for whatever, whatever's going on. So, yeah. But I'm still feeling good. I feel like I have symptoms though, and I'm like, is it in my mind? And you guys probably can attest to this. When you have something so traumatic that happens to you, and then you're like hyper looking for symptoms. I'm not a hypochondriac. It's just the kidney stuff. Yes, it's 2 years after you go on disability. I know. I don't know why that is though. When I did it in 2007, didn't have to wait. That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's a Michigan thing or if it's a federal thing. I'm not sure. So I am going to call the Social Security Administration, but that's like low on my list. And the crazy thing is that you're on disability and you have to wait 2 years to get Medicare, or Medicaid. No, Medicare. I get them confused. I'm sorry. And it isn't that crazy? They know you're disabled and they're going to make you wait 2 years for insurance unless your income allows you to be on Medicaid, which I did get for the first year, but now that they've seen my income, they've denied me for the second year. So um yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand it because you're disabled. I mean, federally, you can't work. You are qualified as disabled, but you can't get Medicare at this time. So, and it's what, 2023. So, um, I I'm doing the test so I can see the kidney function before it'll be done this month, but I won't be able to go see the doctor. I don't think. I'm gonna see if I can get a televisit, but I just tell them, "Hey, I don't have insurance. Is there any way I can get my results, over the phone and we can just charge like the 75, $80 for the televisit instead of the $300 for the in the office visit." So, yeah. It's crazy, right? I mean, the rules and um our tax dollars at work. So it's just crazy. And I worked for 36 years, paid Social Security taxes for 36 years. And so I am on disability. I'm thankful for that. Don't get me wrong. I just have to deal with this insurance. It's a federal thing. I had disability insurance, which paid me. Then when Medicare paid me for the 2 years, I had to pay back the disability insurance company. Oh no. Oh, that sucks, Phyllis. That sucks. Yeah. No, my disability insurance ran out before I got my Social Security. So I have been uninsured for quite, I'm used to it right now. What was it? I was uninsured last year, like April to November or October, something like that. I know. I know. It's definitely not for us. It's not in our favor. It's for the company's favor, the people who benefit from the money and all the things. So, yeah, I totally understand. And so, we're gonna try and get my husband's insurance. Yeah. Well, we should be able to. He's been there for many, many years. So we're gonna get his insurance because when I worked, he was on mine, so we didn't get the insurance through there. And I want to say it's like I don't remember if it's a month or a check, but it's gonna be like $80. I think it's $80 a check, so it's gonna be 160 a month for the two of us. It might be more than that as well. I had the insurance through the airline that I worked for. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I had disability insurance. I kept what happened was I kept trying to go back to work is what happened. And so I didn't file for actual Social Security until April. I had been off work since September, and then I had the surgery, my knee surgery, and I was going to go back to work with my knee surgery. And so the whole time I was going to go back to work, going to go back to work. And then in April, after the surgery, I finally got a hold of a Social Security lawyer, and he helped me with that. I just checked. I was on my husband's insurance. Sorry, I misspoke. It might have been 2 years. No worries, Joe. I mean, they change things yearly. Next year it might be totally different. The way that the government and think like whoever's in charge, how they decide to run things or what they want to change or, and politics, policies, Republican, Democrat, whoever's in there, things change quite a bit sometimes. So don't worry. Um, so that's what I'm going to get on my husband's insurance, and that'll be mostly. I'm pretty sure that'll be mostly for emergencies. But I did try that marketplace, and everything on marketplace is an HMO, which isn't that big of a deal. Except none of my doctors take HMOs for some reason. Yeah, it's hard to remember sometimes. Yeah, yeah, it is. No worries. No worries, Joe. I have to correct myself all the time. You guys know that. So, but yeah, that's what's been going on with me. Um, let's see. Phyllis, have we talked about your chickens? Let's talk about your chickens a little bit. I haven't heard about them in a while, and I haven't been on YouTube. Have you been posting anything? I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. So, yeah. And how are you feeling, Joe? I know you had some issues a little while ago. I think you were starting to be on the mend. Um, and I was just seeing how you're doing. And I think I was talking to you, or I was talking in the live about the COVID and the flu shot. Last year when I got them, I had the kidney issue and I was sick I was so sick. So I haven't gotten them yet. So you ladies, have you guys gotten those boosters? Do you get the boosters? How do you feel about it? Because I'm afraid to get them if I'm having kidney issues. I don't want to get sick like that again. So I told my doctor I was going to wait for the results of this 24-hour study. Um, oh, yeah, you're right, Phyllis. You're right. Yeah, sorry. I did take my medicine. Hello, Lori. Hope you're doing great too. I'm doing pretty good. Just life. Just life. Uh Yeah, Phyllis, it's Nona Grace. I'm sorry. I did take my medicine though. Did I tell you that? I'm just a little bit tired. I think it's like I ran all day yesterday. I had a dentist appointment. I had I had to go to the lab to get the stuff for the urine study. And this is me being I procrastinated. So it's my own fault. So don't feel sorry for me. It was my own fault. So I did that. I came home for a minute, then I had another doctor's appointment at 3:30, and then I went to my friend's house because I had scheduled to fix her sink. We replaced her sink. Oh, I'll tell you about that in a minute too. I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to see the grandkids in Kentucky. Oh, that sounds awesome, Lori. I do love seeing the grandkids. Yeah. We haven't my stepdaughter Julie, and my husband's a huge Lions fan. I don't know if you guys hear anything about football, but and so is Julie's boyfriend. He's a big Lions fan as well. Well, they went to an away game, a Lions away game, and they posted it on Facebook. And so we were having fun. We were watching the game while we were seeing her post from the game in Tampa. And she got that for him for his birthday. So my husband's a little jealous. Hey, Frugal Mama, how are you? Welcome, welcome. We're going to talk today about, we're just going to talk about the definitions of addiction, because mostly I'm just chatting. Got a lot of stuff going on right now. So let's see. Probably won't get the flu shot, and I haven't had any of the other vaxes. Please don't hate on me. I will not, Phyllis. That is your choice. That is your choice. And like I said, I've gotten the other one. Frugal Mama said, doing well, just working. That's awesome. I'm so glad to see you, Frugal Mama. And I keep trying to hook up with your podcast. I haven't been on YouTube, so I'm not going to lie, but I did watch one of your podcasts. I'm sure you saw my comments with you and your partner, and you guys, you guys rock. I'm sorry, you do. You do. It was really good. Is anyone else having problems and getting blocked from YouTube for 23 hours? It seems to happen to me every 5 days. Something's going on with Instagram and YouTube. Yeah. You're not the only person I've heard this from. And Facebook. Everybody's getting put in Facebook jail, Instagram jail, and YouTube jail. I'm not really on that much right now. So I have not been in this swarm, but it's not just you, Lori. A lot of people. I think they messed up the algorithm or something. But I know, was it Instagram and wait, Facebook, Instagram? Which ones are related? Facebook and Instagram, or Facebook and YouTube? I think somebody owns two of those. I'm having another grandson in February. Oh, I'm making mom a basket for self-care. That is so cool. You're welcome, Frugal Mama. You guys are just awesome. Yeah, I can talk on live. I can't talk to anybody on YouTube until 23 hours. Isn't that crazy? You're not the only one, Lori. I've heard a lot of people. That's what makes me think it's something in the algorithm. Like they messed something up when they didn't update, something like that. Yeah, I saw Andy Does Stuff is she in YouTube jail or Instagram jail? She's in one of them, and she never posts anything controversial. She just does makeup looks, and I don't understand why for a makeup look you would get put in Instagram jail or YouTube jail. It doesn't make any sense to me. Oh my goodness, Lori, I haven't heard anything about that. I know I'm not getting notifications like I should be. I think they messed up the algorithm in this whatever update they just did. Because who else has been in jail? So I saw Andy Does Stuff's been in jail. And you're talking about it, Lori. There was somebody else that I follow. Oh, I follow uh, three Southern cats and Mama. And she's been in YouTube jail and Instagram jail. Andy's in IG jail. Yes. Yes. It's crazy. And Andy is the sweetest. Why would they put her in jail? So yeah, quite a few people I'm hearing, and that's the only thing I can think of is that it's got to be something in the algorithm, just throwing people randomly in jail. So yeah, not just you, Lori. Yeah. Yeah, all they if they have to do is to change one thing in the computer. That's why I don't care for this whole AI situation that's going on. Not a fan either. But all you have to do is change one little thing in that program. In that and we call it an algorithm. It's a program, a computer program for us old people. So they change one thing in that algorithm and it nobody knows. Nobody yeah, several in IG jail. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm thinking, is IG connected to Facebook? Because I know there's a lot of people in Facebook jail too now. So, and then YouTube might be separate. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up, but I know a couple of them are the same company. So, but I have to tell you, I think they all use similar algorithms. So it's all scary to me. Yeah. Oh, AI. Yep. I'm not a fan of it, and I really think they're over. They're over I really think they're over they're talking about it way too much. They say they will contact you and tell you why. They never do. I have written them every time it happens, like 10 times, Lori. See, something's not right. And then they don't get back to you. So you don't know what you did wrong. I'll tell you what, Lori, you probably didn't do anything wrong. It's them, it's their computer program. And AI is just another computer program that supposedly can learn from itself. So the way that they have they're talking about it taking people's jobs and things like that. And that's the part I'm not a fan of. I don't want to see and I can usually tell when there's an AI, like they'll show you a picture and say, "Do you know who is this real or fake?" What you have to do is look at the mouth. If the mouth is not quite right, like a regular person's mouth, it's AI because they can't the way that we have expressions, they cannot simulate that yet. So, yeah, Phyllis, I agree with you. It's new. We don't know a lot about it, but AI is what we put into it. So if humans stop being stupid and trying to teach computers to be smart, then we'll be fine. I don't even say anything controversial. Even when I watch true crime, I say prayers for whoever it happens to, and that's it. Right, Lori? I don't think you did anything wrong. I really do believe it's the computers. The programs are, because there isn't someone who watches your videos and flags you. It's a computer program that watches all those videos and says, this is inappropriate. This is inappropriate. And then if someone reports you, that's a different story. But I highly doubt you've been reported. I even called Google about it, and Google said there's something wrong. I know I was hacked into, so I changed all my passwords. Yup. Yup. And I don't understand that either, hacking. I wish people would just have more productive hobbies. Um, you know, like all those, like there's 10 different accounts. Pretend I'm not sure. 10 different accounts with Crystal Real Lady Electrician, and only one of them is actually mine. I think they probably program in certain words, and if those words are mentioned innocently, it automatically puts people in jail. But what do I know? Phyllis, you're close. I think you're close. And with an algorithm, they don't put in they don't always put certain words. This is what the AI is supposed to do. When they use this AI algorithm, it's supposed to recognize these things and then they report them. So, and I don't know the programming part of it. I just know that they're giving the computer program the ability to block you instead of the program flagging you and it going to a person to check you. They're just blocking you because the computer program has said this is inappropriate, and that's just it's ridiculous. Facebook told me when somebody hacked into my account, so I changed all my Google passwords, everything. Yeah. I think Facebook and Instagram together because I use one password for all of them. Okay. Yeah. And then YouTube is separate. Yeah. Yeah. I knew there was one of them. I just couldn't remember which. Hi, Carolyn. How are you doing? Yeah, they let these Mormon families go on and show you how to do blanket training for a baby, which is a cruel and abusive. From the 8 passengers, they took 8 passengers down, but they didn't take down connections yet. Okay. And then porn and nudity. They don't flag that at all. They're flagging people who are doing makeup and just talking. So that's awesome, Carolyn. I'm so glad you're doing well. Today we were going to talk about just the definitions of addiction today, just real basic, and just chatting among ourselves here. If you got anything going on, let us know. We're talking about YouTube jail, Instagram jail, and Facebook jail. Everybody's getting put in. We mentioned AI earlier. And insurance, health insurance, we were talking about as well. So, yeah, feel free to let us know what you got going on. And we will go over that definition, but it's really just going to be the definition of what addiction is. So it'll be very broad, and then we'll take it down. And I'm still going to do my best to get that chronic pain panel together because I think it's a good time for it right now. I'm having a lot of issues from the weather. I don't know if when the cold comes in, the pain gets worse. But yeah, I have a lot more swelling and stuff right now. Only have 3 hours left or 2. Oh, until you get out of jail. Right. You haven't been incarcerated yet, just warned. That's good, Phyllis, that they haven't just stuck you. Hey, Patrick. Oh, where's my house panthers? Oh, they're like, she's on the computer again. We don't even care. Yes. They show me a screenshot with the screenshot doesn't even have my name on it or anything. It has someone else's name who looked at the. So they're locking you up for something someone else did? Three Southern Cats and Mama. I know she didn't do anything. She's got a bunch of people are copying her account. She's got a lot of followers. Facebook takes down a lot of my posts. Isn't that crazy, Phyllis? You're not posting like a naked people and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. But people who post nudity or half clothed or hate speech, they get to leave their stuff up for some reason. I will never understand it. So, how you doing, Patrick? How is Cheetah? How is he doing? We're talking about Facebook jail and Instagram jail. Have you been put in jail yet, Patrick? On YouTube or anywhere else? Well, that's good, Lori. I'm glad you feel better. Yeah, it's not you. I don't think you've done anything wrong. So, yeah. I am having coffee today with pumpkin spice. No, not in a long time. Well, that's good, Patrick, that you haven't been put in a jail in a long time. Well, I'm glad. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm hoping to get back to watching more videos and stuff this winter because I've been busy this summer. I haven't really been watching anybody. I wonder if do your numbers actually go down? Like, and I'm not really following my numbers, like I said. As long as I have the community tab, I am not really trying to be monetized or anything like that. So, anybody who is monetized, though, do your numbers go down in the summer? Or is it just me? Facebook made me take down a historical picture of dead Nazis in Stalingrad. I wonder why. Because Nazis was in it? And I'm sure this is a picture that either people have seen or it's been around. It could even be in a museum. Yeah, but someone who does makeup gets put in Instagram jail, for doing makeup. I don't know if you know that Ruby, Frankie, and Jody Hildebrand got arrested for abuse. Oh no, I don't know who they are. And they don't flag people who curse on their channel. Oh no, I don't know who they are, Lori. But I'm glad they got arrested because Zuckerberg is a neo-Nazi. So he flagged you. And they don't flag people who curse on their channel. Yeah. Yeah. Because, I think something's wrong with the algorithm and they need to fix it. I don't know if they're going to. You're not alone, sweet Lori, and it's not you, it's them. Yes, thank you, Phyllis. I agree. That stinks. Do you do a lot on Facebook, Patrick? I don't think I have you on Facebook. Have you on Instagram and YouTube? Like my Facebook is not connected to my Instagram or YouTube. I see family over there, and I don't want family to know about some of my family to know about my Instagram and YouTube, because some of them, aren't my favorite. I've had several friends go to YouTube jail, even for makeup. The only thing that they think is someone they don't like them sent in a harassment claim against them. I don't know. I don't understand all of that. Me neither, Joe. But those claims are supposed to be reviewed by people. So what I don't understand is like you're guilty until proven innocent. You can't post things that don't fit their agenda. Yes. I mostly just promote my YouTube channel. Okay, Patrick. So then I got you. Okay. Yeah. Yep. And that could be, Joe. I just don't understand why they shut you down before they investigate. So hopefully it's just like Lori was saying, it was 23 hours. So even though it's not what you want, at least it's not like a month. So and hopefully they can investigate in that time and let you out of jail. So yeah, I'm the same way, Patrick. Miss Jamie's not here today, but I didn't get my post up that I was going live today until later. And as soon I'm going to send her the phone tomorrow, because just money issues, so I couldn't send it to her right away. So hopefully she'll get that within a week or so, and we'll be talking about doing the chronic pain live and slumber parties again. We want to do slumber parties again. So we just got to get her hooked back up to the internet with a good phone. So yeah, so that will be coming hopefully soon, because we were going to do some stuff for Halloween. I'm still going to do some Halloween stuff. I won't be live. So I have an idea. I've gotten all the stuff. And and I said next Wednesday I may not be live. I would love to speak about addiction. I have 25 years clean, haven't had a drink or a drug. That is awesome, Lori. Awesome. I finally jumped on the Temu train. I posted a video of what I bought, still conflicted on how I feel. I'm gonna have to look that up, Joe. I'm still not sure about that Temu train, but everybody loves it. But and my mom's like, oh, it's easy to return stuff. And I said, so why do you keep trying to give me all the t-shirts you don't like that you get from Temu? I'm like, why don't you send them back if you don't like them? I haven't had this happen to me in the 5 years I've been watching YouTube or on Facebook nor on Instagram until now. Yeah, I think it's happening a lot now, Lori, and Yeah, I think that it has something to do with the computer program that is checking people. So, and congrats, Lori. Joe says that sounds like my mom, Crystal. Yeah. I'm like, why do you keep giving me these t-shirts that you don't like? Carolyn says, sorry, I gotta go. Great topics. Take care. Have a great day, Carolyn. Yes, your numbers go down in the summer. I hear a lot of YouTubers complain about that. Yeah, and it's because you can go outside and you can do all kinds of stuff. I've been enjoying this summer with family, just going, doing all, everything I could. And then now winter's coming. It's fall in Michigan. It's beautiful. But it's colder. It's getting colder and colder. Hey, Jamie. And Oz is on his way over. Love you. Love you too. Have a good day, Jamie. Sounds like family time. Yeah, so we're gonna work on that slumber party. I have all the stuff for glow up. I wrote every challenge down. So when we can start, that's what we're gonna start doing. So we talked about that. We haven't been able to chat. We've been trying to hook up, but like I said, I've been busy. Jamie's been busy, so we're having trouble hooking up just to chat. It's another one like Lori Ballo and Chad Daybell from the DSL Church. Is that Latter-day Saints? Let's see. I have a family member who has heroin addictions. They are clean for 15 years now. They overdosed and had to be brought back to life before they changed life. But sometimes it takes that, I guess. Sometimes, Joe, it's more than one overdose that takes that. So thank you, everybody. I'm glad I came on the live today to ask because I was going crazy. I'm glad we could help, Lori. We're so glad you're here. And so we'll be talking about that too, Joe, how like my niece, she passed away. And it was from a fentanyl/heroin overdose. And we'll be talking about that as well when we talk about addiction. So yeah, it'll be in there. And she had several overdoses we didn't know before that happened. Oh, I think Amazon is here. So yeah, we'll be talking about addiction, different types. It'll take a while to get through, but right in the middle there, we're going to do that chronic pain panel. And I will, as soon as Miss Jamie gets her phone, we'll all kind of hook up and pick a date for that, because that's important right now. I'm feeling that on my heart. We really need to talk about that. So, and Phyllis loves Temu. Do you, Phyllis? I haven't jumped on the train yet. I'm an Amazon diehard. I just am. And I think when you order from Temu, it takes several weeks to get stuff too, right? And I'm like that next day. I'm getting it the next day kind of thing. So, but when I order from AOA Studios, I know that takes a little while to get to me, and I don't mind that so much. Or not AOA, Shop Miss A. So the thing about Temu that rubbed me wrong was the whole discount thing. It's like it doesn't make sense to me. Because when I put the stuff in my cart, then it wasn't discounted. I was so confused. I haven't ordered yet. Everything I've got from Temu has gotten here in 1.5 weeks or quicker. Okay. Yeah, my mom said it takes a couple weeks, but she knows I'm not on the Temu train either. So yeah. But every time I say, well, where'd you get that? That's cool. She goes, Temu. I get my love of gadgets from her. She loves a good gadget, and you see that all the time. Temu has tons of gadgets. Yeah. Okay, I can't wait till you do the summer parties again. Yeah, we will be doing the summer parties again. And once we get hooked up, and Miss Jamie's got a good phone to do her internet and whatnot on, and so I'll be sending that hopefully tomorrow or Friday. So she should have that within the next week or so. So I am waiting for an order now. No, it's only about a week. I am an Amazon Prime 2. Okay. So you like both. You like Temu and Amazon Prime. See, I'm already working on not spending a lot on Amazon Prime. That's why I think that might be why I'm avoiding Temu. I don't need anything. It's just all the cool little gadgety things. I'll be like, ooh, I could use that like in the kitchen to do whatever, blah, blah. So yeah, and I'm still moving in. So we did finish at the old house. We're done at the old house, but my carport is full of bins, plastic bins. Hey, Wavy, like the ocean. You're fine. You're fine. We're glad you were able to get here. I mean, nut. Oh yeah. Yeah, so I'm still going through what we brought here because we're finally done moving out of that house. So I'm going through what we have and yeah, I sold a lot of stuff at the yard sale and I am having more yard sale bins now. So I will say that I've gotten credit for 127 from Temu and another 100 from Temu. Oh, okay. I do that every day, LOL. Oh, thank you, Frugal Mama. Yes, it only took a year, but it is finally done. And so I'm just like we had 20 some years of clutter from that house. So I'm trying not to bring it all back in. So I have already like 6 yard sale bins. And yeah, our shed is not as big as our old garage was. I can't wait till we do our yard sale, hopefully soon in this nice weather. Yes, Joe. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I made a good amount of money. I was excited, and I was making deals. I was like, take it, take it, take it, dollar, $2, $5, take it, take it. Yeah, I wasn't trying to get rich. I just wanted to get rid of. Yeah. And I do have a bin of Beanie Babies and um Barbies that I'm going to try to sell on Mercari as well. I still have boxes that I'm going to look through from 2014. If they weren't outside, if I had a garage, they'd probably sit in there for another 10 years. But we have a carport now, not a garage. So, yeah. Yeah. That's what would happen. Yeah. So, and I've made my mind up. If it doesn't ever come in the house, it's got to go. It's got to go to the sale. So, but you should see my makeup room. This is nice and neat back here. The floor is covered in stuff because this is also my craft room. So I have to find the balance. And I have my witch's brew cup out today. I did yard sale by the neighbor and it was okay. Okay. If your location is good, that's where we were at my aunt's house. She has an excellent location. My location is inside of a trailer or a mobile home park, so it'd be harder to find my house. So I'm going to ask this year they didn't have a neighborhood sale. Last year they did, so I'm going to find out why they didn't and if we can have one next year. Yes, it's Latter-day Saints. Oh, the 8 passengers were the LDS church doing family blogs. They were millionaires because of it. My room is so full. I keep getting more deals, stuff. It's an addiction. Yes. Yes. And I would get more stuff to send for giveaways. But now it's so expensive to send things for giveaways. I prefer to do the Amazon gift card for giveaways. Yes. Oh, you're also cooking too. Yeah. So I just prefer to do the Amazon gift card. That's what we do for slumber parties. And when I do a collab, I usually send a box, but especially if it's penny or less than $1. Pirate ship. I'm not sure what pirate ship is, Wavy. You could explain if you want to. But yeah, I have a bunch of stuff I got for giveaways, but it's cheaper for me to do a $20 Amazon gift card than to send a package. It's crazy. I know, I'm excited too, Phyllis. We have a plan. We just got to get Miss Jamie back on the internet. I blame our president for all these kids and young people overdosing on fentanyl, plus the new drug that nobody has a cure for, no Narcan. I haven't heard of the new drug, but this fentanyl has been around for at least 10 years. So if you blame this president, you got to blame the last president too. It knocks off. Oh, okay. And it's called Pirate Ship. Okay. I will check that out. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to write it down because that's the thing. It's so expensive. Shipping boxes. But again, like I said, I'm not really trying to expand my YouTube family much more. I like it when there's just like 10 of us and we can chat back and forth. I don't want to do a live with like 100 people. I'm not interested in that. So as long as I'm able to do the community tab and do lives, I'm good with that. Hey, Nona Grace, no worries. I put it up late. It's not your fault. I put it up late. So people who sell on Amazon was saying how they buy in bulk from Temu, change the packaging and sell it on Amazon. They say they get it for $1 for 15. Oh, I see, Lori. Huh. I'll have to watch out for that. I carry my Narcan everywhere. I take my medicine the way I should, but I worry I'll come up to someone overdosing and need it for them. Hello, sweet Nona Grace. Yes. I do not. It's not, I don't know how to get it, but when this happened to my niece, she was not at home. There was no way a family member could have helped her. What's the new drug? Fentanyl has been around for years by prescription, my poor mama, or the patches. Yes, it's still available medically under a doctor's prescription, but they can make fentanyl in other countries really, really cheap. And because I just watched something on it, a documentary on it on Netflix, I think. So they make it super cheap and then they bring it over here and they sell it for a lot more. So if they sold it in China, they wouldn't make as much money as when they get it over here and they sell it. So I don't know what the name of the new drug is, but you see people on street corners that look like they're drunk and can't control any part of their body. There are several drugs out that could do that. The thing called Spice, the synthetic marijuana, which is not marijuana, it's a bunch of chemicals and it makes people act crazy like that. Also, huffing will do that. People who huff from cans. We'll talk about that stuff more in depth. You can get Narcan prescribed by any doctor. I had a friend that takes no medicine but carries Narcan just in case. It wouldn't hurt, right? They say on this new drug they act like zombies. Now that could be ketamine. Police have tried helping them. There's nothing that they can do because they just move all over the place. Ketamine as well will make them act like zombies, and Narcan does not have any effect on ketamine. Our country is giving out Narcan. Hello, Phyllis Baker Kaufman. Yeah. So, synthetic of any type of drug can be made. They make heroin synthetic as well, which means it's not made from what normal heroin is made from, or normal cocaine, or it's not made from a plant. It's made in a lab chemically. And so they are much, much stronger. And they cause a bigger high. Oh, it was free also. Okay. Yeah, it's because it's an epidemic. Addiction. Hopefully we'll find out. You guys will learn more about how addiction works in your brain. We're going to talk about that. And then also that'll explain too why it's so hard to overcome addiction and how addiction is actually considered a disease. It is not just It's not a willful thing you do. It's actually considered a disease. And that's why you can get medical help for it. So yeah. Yeah, we'll be talking about that. I watched a bunch of documentaries before I lost Netflix, and there was one, I can't remember the name of the show, but they did one on marijuana being brought in from Mexico, and I think this was before it became legal here. And then they did one on even though it's still, people still sell it illegally, but we have it legal in Michigan. Cocaine was one, fentanyl was one, heroin was one as well, and crack cocaine, and then this spice. Patrick, I have to disagree with you. Addiction is a disease. It is not a choice. I've been through it, and I know several people who've been through it, and it's really not a choice. So we're gonna talk more about it, Patrick, if you want to hang out with us some more. But my second cousin has been charged with murder because she gave a guy a drug and he OD'd and passed away. I believe that's where all this is going. Yeah. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, addiction is everywhere. I went to vaping to quit smoking with baking and still got nicotine, but still had the shakes coming off cigarettes. The new drug is nolamine hydrochloride, and that sounds like something that's actually made in a factory. So I love you, Patrick. That's just one place where we disagree. But we can agree to disagree, right? So I'll have to look that one up. I've never heard of nolamine hydrochloride. Is that the one that they call ice, I wonder? But what they do in other countries, they chemically create these things, and they do send them here to the US because I think we have higher addiction rates than almost every other country. So, yeah. And it comes in many forms, addiction. Some people think are less harmful than others, but it comes in many forms. And the reasons behind addiction vary greatly. You know, sometimes it just takes that one start. Yeah, I don't think anyone decides to be an addict. No, you may initially decide to use a drug. Now that is a choice, but then what you don't realize is either how addictive it is or that you have a gene that makes you addicted. So I grew up in a barrio where 80% of the kids I grew up with either died or got locked up. Oh, Cheeto. Yeah, Patrick, that is crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's now to try the drugs is absolutely a choice. You got to make that choice. That's why they were like, just say no to drugs. Well, that didn't work because a lot of kids said yes. But the addiction comes in when you use it for certain reasons or you don't realize that you have an addiction gene, and that's when it becomes a disease. Because if you can stop using something, you are not addicted to it. A new drug is also called Xylylene, National Institute of Drug Abuse, or it's called Opvee. Yes, temptation is something else. And also temptation, and then also our state of minds, you know. Some people are in so much pain they think it's going to help them, and then when they try it, it doesn't help them. It addicts them, and they become addicted. So people think it won't happen to them. Yes. And I am my dad was an alcoholic. All his family was. So I know that I have that genetically in me. And that is what I went to rehab for, was alcoholism. But fortunately, I am not an addict of that, but I shop like a crazy lady and I love me some chocolate, you know. So there are different types of addiction. So my addiction to shopping may not seem like a lot, but I got to pay my bills. You know what I mean? And so I'm older and wiser about that, but still, if I get 20 bucks and I get to go to the dollar store, I'm in there spending 20 bucks. I returned some stuff to the dollar store yesterday, 11 items. I was going to just get 11 items. You know, I came out with like 30 items. So it's a problem. It's a problem. And yes, genetics do play a part. Yes. You're fine, Jamie. You're fine. I know you're spending family time. Don't worry. Don't worry. I have finished my. We have never had as much information as we do now about addiction and how to stay away from drugs and alcohol. Yes. Have you found Bed Bath Beyond items in Dollar Tree? No, not yet. Okay, so no, I agree with you. There is tons of information, Patrick, about addiction and how to stay away from drugs and alcohol. There is. I agree with that. So, and I do believe the first time you try it, it's a choice. I do. I agree with you there too. Just when you become addicted, that's when things change. So, Bed Bath and Beyond items in Dollar Tree. I have not, Wavy, and I want to. Yes. My whole family has an addictive personality. Luckily, most never tried drugs. That's good. But even alcohol, I have several family members who have died from liver trouble, heart trouble, all related to alcoholism. It's a cop put to claim addiction it's a cop out to claim addiction is a choice. I'm confused, Patrick. My whole family has addictive personality. Okay, we read that. There's a lot of addiction in my family, different substances. Yes. So I'm not sure what you mean, Patrick. Yes, addiction is genetic. My granddaughter is in a treatment center right now for fentanyl, and I pray that she can come out and start a life over. The thing is, with small, that one thing, it's 5 something, and they're charging on Amazon for 19. Oh, okay. I see, Lori. I went to so much to find most of it. It's an addiction, LOL. Oh, you went to so many Dollar Trees. Yeah. I think what Patrick said is it's a cop out. We are accountable for our choices. Yes, I agree. I agree on that point. So if we choose to use drugs, then we become addicted. I think that's where that's what we're going to talk about. That's where we're going to find the differences. So yes, we are accountable for our choices, and I think we have total control over our initial choices. Our frame of mind influences those choices, and so we might try something we really never would, and then once we do and become addicted, that's where things change. At that point, I think the choice is out of your hands when your body starts to crave something. Yeah. You're right, Patrick. I agree with it. Patrick meant cop out. Oh, no money, caffeine, or cigarette addiction runs wild in my family. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Peer pressure is not genetic or an illness. That's true. Peer pressure is not. The addiction, though, is separate from what we're talking about, Patrick. The addiction is the illness. Everybody who tries drugs and alcohol does not become addicted. That's true, Patrick. Yes, that is true. I carry Narcan too, just in case. That's great, Lori. I don't do that. Maybe I should. We don't have any other family members that I know of that are into drugs like that. But I know it's an epidemic. So, yeah. So I agree with all your points, Patrick. I agree that it's a choice to start. It is. There's another level, though, of that, and we'll talk about that, where it changes from a choice to addiction. Yes, that is true. Some people can become addicted just by trying something once. That is true as well. So it's a really complicated subject, addiction. And all our points are valid, which is why I find this very interesting. So I appreciate everything you're wasn't is so destructive on our society. Um I think that it's actually cut into the illegal pot selling and they're making money from it. But it is out of control. We have like a pot store on every corner. But I am a proponent of medical marijuana. And yeah, I don't want to legalize cocaine or heroin or fentanyl, but I am a proponent of legalizing medical marijuana. And then now in Michigan, it's recreational. So, oh, you know that you live in Canton, or you live in that area. It is for some people. It is a gateway drug for some people. Prayers to your granddaughter, Lori. Yes, I I really want to thank everyone for being adults while discussing this topic. We can disagree and be kind to one another. I agree, Joe. And we are here. And I love all of our different perspectives. Pot can be a gateway drug to heavy drug use. Yes. Is it for everybody? Not really. No. Medical pot for terminally ill patients is fine. When I was traveling, the rest stops had Narcan at them. Oh, okay, Nona. And that's how they started with the medical. Yeah. Um, I would never buy anything from the streets today. I use CBD, but I get it with a card here because it's legal. I can order CBD online. I do use a lot of CBD. It's a disease and it's not a choice. Right. The addiction. We have to separate the addiction from someone who's trying drugs. The addiction is the disease. The user of drugs may or may not become an addict. Is that making sense to anybody? I'm hoping that that's a little clear. But yeah, I'm enjoying all the different perspectives, Patrick. And you live in an area where I think in the state of Michigan, it became. Did they legalize all of it in Michigan or was it just city by city? Now, I don't remember. But I tell you, in Monroe, we got one on every corner. No doubt. One on every corner and more coming. And I'm like, seriously? How how many licenses did they give out in Michigan or in Monroe? How many licenses did they give out? My cousin's husband went to jail for giving somebody a drug too. He's doing life. That could be because there was a death involved. Have you guys tried the CBD gummies like for pain and sleeping? I use CBD, the capsules for pain and for sleeping. And they work best for me for pain. They will help me sleep, but mostly I use it for my knee pain. So like yesterday I put a faucet in my friend's house and I was on my back and I had to get down on my knees and it was not pretty, guys. It was not pretty. I was going, why did I agree to do this? But I love my friend. I love her and I would have done it for her anyway. Um I was in a lot of pain. So last night I took CBD before I went to bed. And I take 200 milligrams for pain. And so when I woke up this morning, my back hurt a little bit, but my knees were okay. So my husband cannot take normal prescribed medication because of his medical problems. CBD with THC was all he had after hip surgery. Yes, Joe. And that is important to note that it is for pain management. When they decided to make it a Schedule 1 drug with cocaine and with heroin, I really it really is not of the same caliber or the level of addiction. And no one's ever overdosed from THC or CBD use. Not in the history of the history. All of it doesn't agree with me, just the one for sleeping, but haven't taken it in a long time. Yeah, I like the one for sleeping. Let's see. We don't have medical marijuana in Tennessee. They don't have it in Indiana either. So, yeah. Um, I don't know, but I just seen somebody acting like that on the street corner. I went and it was sad. It is very sad, Lori. It is. And a lot of those drugs, those synthetic drugs, they mess your brain up like permanently. Like you might be using them, but you're doing brain damage. I use a non-medical sleep aid called melatonin. I use that as well, Patrick. I have to also use prescribed sleep aids because of my anxiety. Um, Phyllis said melatonin doesn't help me, and that could be because uh, of just it doesn't always help everybody. There's also a non-medical sleep aid called Unisom. It's something hydro. It's actually Benadryl, actually, and I have used that before, and that works really well. But what that does is it's Benadryl, 50 milligrams of Benadryl, or I would take two, would be 100. So it would dry my body out, and I would get cramps. So I don't get side effects from the CBD, other than um maybe being really, really hungry when I wake up. So yeah, some people don't melatonin doesn't work for everybody. If you have a lot of anxiety, I do. I take melatonin with trazodone and that helps me sleep. But I'm one of those people, as soon as my head hits the pillow, I can be so tired. Once my head hits the pillow, my brain goes into overdrive. And so I need medication, which is prescribed, to calm my brain down and to help me sleep. So, yeah, I had to do when I was working on swing shift, I would use the Unisom and I had to take 2 capsules, and that would knock me out for about 6 hours. And when you're working a swing shift, that's a good amount of sleep. That's the best you can do. But yeah, mine are prescribed, but I also use the CBD as well. And I have different levels of anxiety, but most nights it's just my brain won't stop. Um, since I came back from vacation, I've been sleeping pretty good. And also, I have to take an allergy medicine as well. I take Zyrtec, and that helps as well too. I have to take it at night because it makes you sleepy. Let's see, Ambien, but that made me sleepwalk. So I made the decision to live with insomnia. That is so difficult, Joe. Sometimes we have to make that decision as well. But sleepwalking, that Ambien scares me. Trazodone, I took that years ago. Yeah, they still prescribe it, and they recommend that you take it with melatonin because they've done studies that show that trazodone and melatonin work better together. So I have been taking that since 2018. That was when I went in rehab and I was diagnosed as an adult child of an alcoholic, and they adjusted my meds as such. They started to give me the melatonin with the trazodone, which I didn't know that until I went there, and they said that you take them together and that will help you sleep. Yep. So they still prescribe it. I prefer the older medicines, not to mention they're less expensive, and when you don't have insurance, you can afford them. So but, are you the only person that has the Ambien? I think some people take the Ambien and they don't have that sleepwalking thing. I can fall asleep, just don't stay asleep very long. Yeah. And when I wake up, that's my brain is also in overdrive. So I have to I take quite a few medicines to sleep, and I sleep for when I take the CBD, I don't take the CBD every night, but when I take the CBD, I'll sleep an extra couple hours because that really does. I'm not sure if it's helping heal me or what, but I sleep an extra couple hours. When I just take my regular meds, my allergy medicine, my trazodone, my antidepressant, when I just take the regular ones, I sleep about 8 hours, 6 or 8 hours. So yes, Lori, it is a godsend. It really is. Because before trazodone, when I went into rehab, I was on clonazepam, and they took me off of that. Um, Apparently, I was addicted to that. I didn't know. So I did have some withdrawals from that, but they took me off that, and then they put me on the trazodone because the clonazepam is addictive. So Yeah, I use it to sleep as well. This is flying by. I'm loving this conversation. So addiction is going to definitely be a something interesting for us to delve into. It's true. It's true, Cheetah. I've tried to cut back on my medications. Um and I do cut back, but some of them I need, like I'll take something out and see if I can still sleep. And if I can, like I said, I don't have to take the CBD every night. I can still sleep without that. But yeah, that's why you have to be your own advocate when it comes to medication, and talk with your doctor and, get to know what you need. So I wish I could stay, but my phone is dead. I have to do things around the house. Okay, Lori, have a great day. But yeah, I know you have to be careful and you have to get a good doctor. If you don't, um, like they gave me I had high blood pressure, so they gave me a blood pressure medication, and then I have a diabetes medication. My cholesterol was fine, and they popped a cholesterol medicine in there, and I'm like, "Why? Why did you do that? Why do I need to take the cholesterol medicine?" And the reason was, which I don't necessarily agree with, is that because of the diabetes and the high blood pressure, my cholesterol could go high. It wasn't that my cholesterol was high. So you see, and I think that's pharmaceutical companies, right? That they're like, well, this should be taken with this. And, Phyllis said, is that the same as Klonopin? Trazodone is not the same as Klonopin. Uh, did I say clonazepam instead of Klonopin is what I was withdrawn from. Yeah. It's clonazepam. Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Have a great rest of your day, Lori. Yeah. So you have to, yeah, we have to make sure we're not over medicated. And so sometimes I won't take my trazodone just to see how I sleep as well. And you're not supposed to, I'm not recommending that to anybody, but I'm saying that for me, I want to make sure that I'm taking medications that I need to take, not that I'm just taking because the doctor told me to. So I do take the cholesterol medicine, and it's the other reason is I've always had good cholesterol, but my grandma had really bad cholesterol. So I don't know if the older I get, the worse it will be. So I do take the cholesterol medicine, but I'm like, maybe I don't, do I need that? And I'm really bad. I don't always take my medicine every day. Like I told you guys, today I took it um, because I was coming on live and I wanted to be able to keep a thought in my head. You've seen me without my medication. I can't barely keep a conversation going. Yeah. So I would say that for depression and anxiety, everybody doesn't have to be medicated. But for me, it helps. For me, it does help because I've gone without it before, and I can absolutely tell the difference with my focus and things like that. Different specialists gave me those for pain, and it was not good effects. Oh, they gave you the clonazepam, the Klonopin for pain. I am so lucky. I finally have a team of doctors that work together with me to figure out what medicines I actually need and what medicines I can live without. Yes, Joe. And that is the hardest part. Getting a good team in place, your pain management, your regular doctor, and so on. Wavy said yes, yes. Yeah, I don't think Klonopin is for pain. Yeah, whoever gave you that for pain, that's an anxiety medication, absolutely an anxiety medication, and it can become addictive. They call them benzos, and they do sell them on the black market. Okay, thanks. My daughter-in-law takes Klonopin. The widow of my son that passed away in April, she's out of her meds and needs a new prescription and can't get a doctor appointment for a month. Oh no. So if she needs the Klonopin because of her anxiety, she's probably not sleeping, which is going to make the anxiety worse. Um, that's horrible that she can't get in for a month. Um, have her try the melatonin and the Unisom. Those are both non-addictive. Have her try those over the counter. Um, the other things, other natural things are, if you go into the sleep aid area, they'll have natural sleep aids there. Um, but the Unisom one worked for me in a pinch. I just can't take it for too many days because it is basically Benadryl and it will dry you up and it does cause cramping if you're not having enough water. So have her give that a try. But if she's been taking it for a while, she may end up having withdrawals from it too. If she's only just been taking a low dose for a small amount of time since he passed, she's probably okay. But I can't believe they can't get her in for a month. That's horrible. Have her try those couple over the counter things. They make that NyQuil makes a sleep aid now. That's basically what it is. It's the and it might even be they might even have one with melatonin and that in it. So melatonin and then it's basically whatever the generic form of Benadryl is, you'll find in Unisom, whatever that name of that drug is. And I call it diphenhydramine hydrochloride, but I don't think I'm saying it right. So yeah. It's definitely for anxiety and she may have trouble. And the problem is the more lack of sleep she has, the harder it's going to be to function and deal with the anxiety. It's just going to make things harder. So she had a panic attack at work yesterday and can't work today. She's been taking it for a long time. Okay, so I recommend the Unisom. She's got to get some sleep in there. She's got to. So she could be having withdrawals from that as well, which is very irresponsible of her doctors. Her doctors are being irresponsible. She's got bad doctors, Phyllis, because she should not be that way. And it shouldn't be a high dose either. Um, yeah. And it sounds like it's just getting worse. The lack of sleep is going to make it worse and worse and worse. And for them just not even to call in enough for her to get to her appointment, have her call the doctor and see if they'll call in just enough to get her to her next appointment. I don't know if they do that where you're at. Sometimes they will, especially if it's an anxiety medication. That's how our doctors, where we're at, our team, like Joe was saying, we have a good team. And it took 20 years to get a good team. It took a long time. So yeah, have her try that to get her through. And hopefully they'll call in a prescription just for it's just 30 for 1 month until she can get there. My husband's psychiatrist will do that all the time. He couldn't get an appointment right away, so he needs just enough to get through to the next appointment. So, yeah, and doctors know this. I don't understand. Um, Now my what is it called again? My psychotherapist, the one that gives you the drugs. I know. I told her to go to the office and tell them everything that's going on. She's afraid they'll do a 72-hour hold on her. Okay, well, she doesn't need to tell them all that. She needs to tell them that she's having difficulty sleeping and that she uses the Klonopin for sleep. Or if she takes it all day, she's just having difficulty concentrating and sleeping. And that if they could just give her enough to get through there, and she can just call them. She doesn't have to go in. She can just call them and just tell them, can't she just get enough to get her through to her appointment? Um, and so don't go in, don't give them the opportunity to do that, but she's she's gonna have to do something because she's not gonna be able to work. And I'm not sure what her job situation is, if they're forgiving of that kind of thing or if she's gonna get in trouble. Um, Yeah, I wouldn't go to the office. I would call them and say, I need to speak to the doctor about getting this prescription just until I can get in the office. And then hopefully they will give her some help. But I recommend that Unisom or the NyQuil Z, it's called, and then melatonin as well with that. Um, because she's got to get some sleep. It's just going to keep getting worse. And 30 days of lack of sleep is, I mean, I can't believe her doctor is not is doing that. You know, I can't. It's very irresponsible of her doctor to do that, and it can cause a lot of problems. A lot of problems. So I hope she gets better, and I hope that she can find something to help her. Yeah, that's horrible that she has to go through that. And more of a natural remedies are just eat good. And I know some people do depend on specific medications. Yeah, it depends on the level of anxiety and depression. Sometimes what you're doing can work, Wavy. And if it can, then that's awesome. And you should stick to that if it's working for you. Sometimes the chemical imbalance in your brain is such that your anxiety and depression don't go away, and are hard to manage. And that's my situation. So she called them again this morning, and she is waiting for them to call her back. She is so depressed too. The doctor probably doesn't even know. Yeah, something's got to be done. I mean, 30 days. I mean, that's, and I that could be detrimental. 30 days of no medications with someone who has a chemical imbalance, and possibly the Klonopin that she's on could also be causing withdrawal symptoms. Oh, Wavy, me too. I wish that was my only addiction. That's one of my addictions. I love me some chocolate. Yeah. But yeah, Phyllis, hopefully if she tells them over the phone, they're not going to pick her up and take her into 72 hours. Just she can't be, if she's talking about hurting herself or suicidal thoughts, that's usually when something like that will happen. So if you get lucky to find a good doctor that takes the patient seriously, and that's the hard part, Wavy. That's the hard part. Is finding good doctors that will work for you. And Phyllis said, good for you, Wavy. I like only Cadbury. Yeah, I love me some Cadbury too. So, but yeah, they have to do something for her. That's too long for her to go without medication. It's too long. A month. It's too long. If it was a week, I'd say, okay, a month too long. She's got to get some type of supplemental medication, because the doctor, again, gave her that medication. He knows the side effects. It is my good doctor. Oh, passed away. Oh, that's too bad. And then it's hard to find another good doctor, you know, but you have to. If you don't get a good doctor, then when you get in a situation and you can't communicate your feelings or your thoughts, your doctor is the one who needs to know you and and take care of you as such, you know? But yeah, yeah, they have to do something. If they don't, Phyllis, she's gonna have to find a new doctor, I think. Yeah, then I thought I found one, then he left. Yeah. Keep talking to her and trying to encourage her and help her. Phyllis, that's all you can do, but that is the best thing you can do. Just like here, talking to her is going to help her be connected. It's going to help her be in the moment, and not just in her head. So I think it's good that you're doing that. And talking to her is going to let her know that someone cares for her and that this pain is temporary and it will go away eventually. So you are doing the best that you can, Phyllis, and I agree with you. And so hopefully they can take care of that. And I would recommend that if she can eventually get off Klonopin, she might try something different. I use Buspar for anxiety, and the office staff never lets you talk to the doctor. That's true, they don't. If you can get a nurse, a good nurse, you know, not one that's like, "Oh, you're fine." No, I'm not fine, stupid nurse. you know. So if you can get a good nurse, and if their staff is good, if this doesn't work out, I mean, if they don't give her any help for the next 30 days and she actually gets to that doctor, I would say that's the last time I'd see him. I really would, because this is ridiculous. In any and we're not talking about insurance, we're talking about care. You're doing a great job having someone that makes a huge difference. I agree, Joe. I absolutely agree. That is what you have to do now, and you're doing it, Phyllis, and that's what's going to help her through. That is. So, yeah, and I hope that that works out, because it's just, if it doesn't, it's bad doctor. Bad doctor. Get a new doctor. Don't go there anymore. Get a new doctor. Psychiatrist was the word I was trying to say. Get a psychiatrist, a good one that will work with you and not just medicate you. You know, you have to get someone who will talk to you. That's a good idea. I will tell her to try to talk to a nurse. Thank you. Yes. Yes. That's how you get to the doctors, through the nurse. So if you can talk to a nurse and not just the medical staff, which is funny, is when I call the doctor, the medical staff sends me to the nurse if I can't talk to the doctor. So that the medical staff's not doing that is a sign. Yes, Phyllis, I can tell you do love her. Yeah, and you're doing what you can do. Yeah. Because nurses sometimes are more knowledgeable than doctors, honestly. But again, you have to be aware this office doesn't seem like a really good office. If she gets, when she gets to this doctor's appointment, I would say that's the last time I would see that person. I would try to get I keep wanting to say psychologist, but that's not it. The one that gives you the medicine. What is my problem? Not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a psychiatrist. You need a good psychiatrist. And my husband's psychiatrist is actually a nurse practitioner. He can do the meds. Yeah. And the nurses are good. Okay, Phyllis, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I would go with that. And because she's got to get some help. It's too dangerous. The withdrawal is dangerous. The and just her mental health. You know, it's chronic. It's at a very serious point, it sounds like. And you talking to her is going to help 100,000,000%. So keep that communication open. Wavy says, how old is she? Well, she was married to Phyllis's son that died. So she is older. So yeah, sometimes, and even in the hospital, the nurses are just stick with the nurses. You know, if you can't get, I have a great doctor though, but I searched her out. Yeah, yeah. No worries, Wavy. No worries. Phyllis has talked about it in our chats before, or I wouldn't have put her on blast like that. We love Phyllis. She is awesome. And she's doing great things for her daughter-in-law. Great things. Yeah. Yeah. And that's all we can really do, right? We do our best to care for our loved ones. And we hope we get good doctors that are going to help us there. And can you believe it's already 3 o'clock? This has flown by, this chat. I have been enjoying this so much, you guys. So much. Yeah, this has been great. So, all the best, Phyllis. You keep on keeping on. You're doing what you need to do, and I think you're on the right track with her. She just turned 30 last month and has had a horrible childhood and is a recovering addict. And they have her on Klonopin? Come on, man. Ugh. Some doctors just don't get it. They just don't understand, or they don't have the knowledge. That could be too. But yeah, and the only reason I know so much about it is because I was also didn't know. I was they put me in detox because of Klonopin. So, and I was also on, for all intents purposes at that time I was an alcoholic as well. So, Yeah. I say now I'm an adult child of an alcoholic, but I was going through some stuff. And we'll get into all that too through our addictions talks. So I am going to wrap it up right now because it is 3 o'clock, 2:59. Prayers for her to go in the right direction. Yes. Yes, Phyllis. Prayers for you and your family. I know everything's going to turn out well and that you are a great woman and you will do all you can. So I want to say thank you to everybody who's been here and for all the great conversations we've been having today. I've enjoyed myself quite a bit. And yeah, you have a great day too, Joe. Everybody have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody. Bye.